on one-step equations. For a one-step equation, that means you're only doing one step to solve the problem. To solve the problem on one-step equations, we are trying to get the letter by itself. So that means that the side of the equation that you're putting your most focus into is the side of the equation with the letter. On this equation, what side has the letter? Say it, somebody, Evan. Read it. What does it say? X over 5. That's the side with the letter, which means that that's the side we're going to put our focus on. So, step 1 is to decide, are we adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing to that side? If you say you are adding, raise your hand. If you say we're subtracting, raise your hand. If you say we're multiplying, raise your hand. So x over 5 is a multiplication problem. Garrett, is it multiplication or is it division? X over 5. This right here, x over 5. I'm not asking what we do. I'm asking, is x over 5 a multiplication or division? KDB. It is division. So that's step 1 is to decide, are we adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? We have now decided what, Evan? What are we doing? We're dividing, okay? To get x by itself, we have to do the opposite of that. So if we were dividing, what is the opposite of division, Cameron? Multiplication, okay? So we're going to take x over 5 and we're going to multiply it by 5 over 1. 5 times x is what, Max?
5x.
5 times 1 is what, Evan? 5 over 5 is what, Cameron? 1. So isn't this what we just did? Doesn't this right here equal 1x? Does everyone agree to that? Okay, so the next step is to do whatever I did here to this side. So I'm going to take 2 times 5. Haley, what's 2 times 5? What's 1 times 1, Connie? So isn't this 10? Does everyone agree to that? Is 1 times 10 equal to 10? So can we say x equals 10? Cameron, how do I check it? Don't do your steps backwards. Just take your answer that you got and put it into the equation. So isn't 10 divided by 5 equal to 2? So we know we got it right. We can circle it. Questions on one-step equations? None? We're good? Okay, go to the next page and look at number 26. Dustin, what side of the equation do we want to look at? The left side, the 41K, right? Kelly, are we adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? We're multiplying. 41K is the same as multiplication, right? Kayla, what should our first step be then? Okay, Kelly told us we're multiplying, right? What's the opposite of multiplication? So what are we dividing now? Okay, so we're going to take 41K and divide it by 41. Is that right? Is that what you're telling me? Everyone agree to that? Evan, what does that make that? 41K divided by 41, what does it make? What does that equal? 1K, or we can just write it as K, right? All right, so Kelsey, what do we do to the other side? Okay, so we take negative 2,747 and divide it by 41. Dustin, did you get the calculator out? And what do you get? What, Max?
It'd be negative 67.
Negative 67, and Max knows it's negative because a negative and a positive make a negative, right? So, Sam, can I say that my answer is K equals negative 67, or do I have to do something else? What? But what do I have to do to know that I got the right answer, Kelly? Check it. And how do I check it? By plugging it in. So is 41 times negative 67, is it equal to negative 2,747? Yes or no? Someone?
Yes.
All right, so we know we got it right, so we can circle it. That's one-step equations. Anybody have questions on the one-step equations? All right, so your next worksheet is multiplying, dividing positives and negatives. We have 4 rules for positives and negatives, right? Cameron, can you tell me one of the 4 rules? Yeah. I'll give you a hint. Okay. Haley. Connie. Kelsey. All right, so in this problem, what are we doing, Evan? Are we multiplying or are we dividing? Okay, so what are we dividing? So we're dividing 24 by 12. Will our answer, KDB, be positive or negative? Why? Which rule? 1, 2, 3, or 4? This rule right here, right? Negative 24 divided by 12 is what? What, Max? Is that you, Dustin? Negative 2. Sorry, I thought it was Max. Everybody make sure these are written down on that sheet of paper so you don't forget when you're doing your multiplying and dividing. That's all you're doing on that whole worksheet is either multiplying or dividing and making sure your negative and positive is correct. Questions on that sheet? None? We're good?